Alright, I'm trying to figure out this whole American investment banking system, because the whole thing seems like a racket. Everyone's blaming this recession on housing. The people at the lowest level buying homes they know they couldn't afford because they were told that all they had to do was pay interest on that huge loan. So everyone bought these big homes that cost more than they could ever hope to pay back. This may be new to home buying consumers, but investment bankers have been doing this same thing since the late 70s and 80s. Let's take a look at Simmons Bedding Company. Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Spring Air, Stearns & Foster. Simmons was the original. 1850s, started out in Wisconsin. When you thought of mattresses, you thought of Simmons. They had a healthy business. For whatever reason, some investment makers wanted to own Simmons Bedding Company. Quickly realized that they couldn't pay back the full loan that they used to buy the company. In a little over 2 decades, the Simmons Bedding Company has been bought and sold 7 times. And now they're in bankruptcy again. This company's around for 120, 130 years. And then suddenly some investment bankers come in and it's bought and sold 7 times in 20 years. Someone bought Simmons Bedding Company because they saw something big and shiny that they wanted. They knew they could never afford it. So they borrowed money to buy this company. And the terms of the loan were just to pay interest. And then after 5 years or 7 years, whatever, you're going to have a balloon payment. And then, so they sold it to someone else. That new buyer inherited that debt and borrowed more money to buy it. Blinded by statistical charts and historical data provided by earlier investors, the new investors borrowed even more money. So now we're basically on a third mortgage. All they want to do is sell beds. All they want to do is sell great beds. But for some reason, someone got greedy at some point. They've closed all their factories because every time they bought and sold a company, they had to leverage their assets to finance the purchase. Can we borrow hundreds of millions of dollars to buy this company against our physical assets? When they started to run out of cash of the loan, they had to sell off their property, they had to lay off workers, and just to make the interest payments. Simmons Bedding Company does not make beds in America. And this is what the mortgage crisis looks like. Full streets of big empty homes. This particular street is in the middle of nowhere. They just built this in the middle of nowhere, thinking people are just going to buy it. Let's take a look at one of these homes. As you can see, landscaped. In case of emergency, please contact. But these homes aren't even finished. There's hoses on the there's no carpet, there's hoses in there. While I was filming that last segment, the owner of that whole street came up. And he lives in one of those houses, and he's owned that land. And so he built this whole housing tract hoping to sell. And right as the market tanked. The owner of those houses said if they're not technically for sale, he's not advertising them, and if someone wants to come up and pay what he's asking, he'll sell it. He wouldn't tell me the price. In his head, he's probably thinking I can sell these for what the market would bear 2 years ago. But we're not going to get to those levels anytime soon. I'm talking in the next 10 years. Is that street of empty houses going to sit there for 10 years? Probably. Is it an eyesore? Yeah, I would rather see like clear open desert. It's not a big organization. It's not KB Home or D.R. Horton or any of those people. He's just a guy that owned some land, that built some houses, and he was hoping to sell them. And now he can't sell them. So what does he do?